Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Martin Indyk, the Executive Vice President of the Brookings Institution. Welcome to all of you, both here in the Falk Auditorium and also those of you who are watching online. We're webcasting live. And for those of you who wish to tweet, that's our hashtag for today's event. I'm really delighted to welcome such a distinguished panel of experts and practitioners on the issue of internal displacement to this important event at Brookings, to look back at the lessons over the past 20 years when the Brookings Project on Internal Displacement has been functioning at the very cutting edge of the issue of internal displacement, and to put a spotlight on the many challenges that remain as we look at the horrendous situation and plight of the internally displaced, particularly, of course, in Syria today, but in so many other countries as well. For over 20 years, the Brookings Project on Internal Displacement has worked to promote the human rights of these internally displaced persons, and toward that end, to support the mandate, first of the representative of the Secretary-General and now the Special Rapporteur on the human rights of IDPs. The accomplishment of this small project has been substantial, and it's a record that we are very proud of here at Brookings. Well, the number of IDPs is at an all-time high, and while IDPs continue to have unmet needs for protection and assistance, these are tasks which government and operational humanitarian agencies now have the responsibility to address. The Brookings Project has largely accomplished its purpose of raising awareness of the particular needs of IDPs and developing guidelines, providing guidance on how their rights can and should be upheld. As a result of the work of the Brookings Project and the leadership of some of the people that are on this panel today, working for the Secretary-General of the United Nations, with the support of so many countries that had an interest in this, we know how to deal with internally displaced persons. We know what it takes. We have the resolutions of the United Nations and the protocols and the guidelines and people who've been trained to deal with this situation. What we don't have is the political solutions that can take away the source of internal displacement, and that is very obvious in places like Syria. But the issue of IDPs is firmly on the international agenda. The guiding principles on internal displacement are widely accepted as customary international law. The African Union has adopted a binding international convention on internal displacement. More than 25 governments have adopted laws and policies on IDPs. Training materials and guidelines have been developed, and there is now a rich and solid base of empirical research on internal displacement. All of this has been spearheaded by a small team of Brookings staff working in a unique partnership with a series of independent UN experts. This partnership made it possible for the UN representatives to achieve much, much more than a single individual working on a voluntary basis could have ever hoped to accomplish. That partnership made it possible for Brookings research also to have a policy impact well beyond those of most academic institutes, and I would say well beyond much of the other endeavours across policy areas that our scholars here at Brookings work on. The commitment and vision of the project co-founders, Brookings Senior Fellow Roberta Cohen and Representative of the Secretary-General Francis Deng, sitting next to Roberta, their commitment and vision in setting up this project back in 1994, as well as overseeing the development of the normative framework on IDPs and carrying out important substantive work, served as a foundation for the later work by the Representative Secretary-General Walter Kalin, who's also with us today, Brookings Senior Fellow Elizabeth Ferris, who'll be moderating the second panel, and Special Representative Chiloka Bayani, who unfortunately at the last minute was unable to join us. As the project on internal displacement comes to an end, the Brookings Institution is proud, very proud, to have been a part of the making of human rights history, and is proud of the fact that over 30 million IDPs are benefiting, either directly or indirectly, from the project's work and the partnership between the project and the special representative, and before that, the representative of the Secretary-General. In our area of work, we are not often able to conclude that a program has definitively brought about lasting change in the international policy arena, but we can say that and more about this project's work. The many events, publications, guidelines, training materials, guidelines, by the way, that are outside if you'd like to collect some of these, policy briefs, etc., developed by the project will continue to provide guidance on how to protect the human rights of those displaced within the borders of their own country. And I hope that this afternoon's roundtable of discussions will contribute to our understanding of both the lessons learned from this unique project and the challenges that remain for those who will carry on the work. I'm now happy to turn over for the moderation of this panel discussion, Roberta Cohen, who is, as I said, the co-founder of the project on internal displacement. I want to say a special personal word to Roberta, who was here when I joined the institution in the year 2001. Roberta is an unusual combination of great intelligence and knowledge, policy smarts, but a deep commitment to humanitarian causes. And she really has served as a model for us here at Brookings as we strive to improve the world through policy-relevant research and activities. So I want to thank you, Roberta. Francis, I want to thank you for your leadership and vision, and Walter as well, and Elizabeth Ferris. The project, it's rarely in life that you get to a point where you feel you've actually managed to finish the job. Obviously the challenge is still there. But I think that the IDP project and the work of the RSG is something that you both should be very proud of, even though the challenges remain. And I think that we all owe you both a real debt of gratitude, and you too, Walter, a real debt of gratitude. And I just want to say, on behalf of Brookings, thank you. Thank you very much.